Insurance isn't one size fits all. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years now. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they'll show you options that fit your budget. So whether you're picking out your first policy or just looking for something that works better for you and your family, they make it easy to see your options. Visit Progressive.com. Find a rate that works for you with the Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Shout out to Astropro for sponsoring this episode and providing us with free samples. Speaking of free samples, I am honestly so grateful because, as you know, this is allergy season in Texas. I think Texas is one of the worst places to live if you have allergies. I have this tree in my backyard. It is the cottonwood tree. I'm highly allergic to cottonwood, not only myself, but also Travis's, and I believe our children are. And Astropro has come in handy. It's a nasal spray, and it has made such a difference in my seasonal allergies. I feel like I can breathe, and it really helped relieve my symptoms quickly. Astropro is the first of its kind nasal allergy spray. It is the fastest 24-hour over-the-counter allergy spray. It starts working within 30 minutes, while other allergy sprays take an hour. And if you've had allergies, you know that every minute counts. Astropro delivers full prescription strength indoor and outdoor allergy relief from nasal congestion, runny and itchy nose, and sneezing. Get fast-acting nasal allergy symptom relief with Astropro. Go to astroproallergy.com for a discount so you can Astropro and go today. ASTEPRO allergy.com. Astropro and go. Use as directed for relief of nasal congestion, runny nose, sneezing, and itchy nose due to allergies. This episode is brought to you by Prolon. Right now, Prolon is offering Weekly Dose of BS listeners 15% off of their 5-day nutrition program. Go to prolonlife.com/weeklydose.
That's PROLON life.com/weeklydose for the special offer. That's prolonlife.com/weeklydose.
Yay Networks.
Hey guys, it's Stephanie.
I'm Trey.
And this is your weekly dose of BS. Trey, you're looking so good. I am not today.
I know.
I feel good, but if you're watching us on YouTube, you will see I have no makeup on. I got a facial this morning right after carpool. I got an email, would you like a facial from the LA facialist? And it was right by my house, which you know I'm lazy. And I'm like, I have to drive 2 minutes. I get a facial.
So it fit within the criteria for somebody to show up.
All of my criterias. And so, yeah, I got like this hour-and-a-half facial from this Beverly Hills facialist. And I feel like a new woman. I almost fell asleep. It was so amazing. And she actually did it was like some like kind of hard massaging, but it's like face sculpting massage. It was unlike anything I've ever had. It was incredible.
Facials stress me out. I feel like they poke me and prod me, and I feel like I scream through half of it, and then they like try to get this stuff out of my face, and I'm like, "There's nothing there. Stop trying." It's
obviously there is something
relaxing.
There. No, I think this one was really relaxed. There was actually no. I mean, she did masks. She did like different, but there was no extractions. You don't like the extractions?
No, I don't like the extractions. I don't like needles. I don't like.
They should never give you needles during a facial.
Oh,
I don't know. Are you sure you're not getting Botox?
I don't know what I've done. That's interesting. Okay, is it like a face massage?
They do they wash your face, do all these different masks, do all these different exfoliants. So it's like a really hydrating. It just is rejuvenating.
Oh, I feel like my facialist beats me up every time I go. So
well, you're going to the wrong person. You should go to Beverly Hills and see this lady. She was amazing.
Interesting. Well, next time I'm in Beverly Hills, I will absolutely do that.
She was so good. So that's how I started my day off. It was perfect.
Oh, wow. Well, last night, sometimes occasionally Stephanie will invite me to things and they're a total flop. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're great. Last night was one of those flops. We went to the Christian Louboutin signing event at Neiman Marcus. I got very little information on this yet again. And what...
But if I am unsure that I myself want to go, then I will give Trey the bare minimum. I'm like, hey, well, at first I thought, he was there, by the way.
He was there.
He was there. But I thought it was going to be I like the stuff that's really intimate where there's maybe 15 to 20 people. I don't like the stuff where it's a huge crowd of people and it stresses me out. My anxiety cannot quite handle that. Last night was a crap ton of people in a small space. They said that there were only supposed to be 75 people they invited.
There were absolutely 200 people.
Yes, at least 200. It was way too many people. And the crowd just was, I left feeling like I needed to take a Xanax, and I did, to go to bed because it was like the energy was really weird. It just was not my thing.
Well, she told me it was a shoe signing event, and obviously he's only signing his newest shoes. And so I looked through the catalog, and it was not great. I was like, oh, there's nothing that I want to pay $1,000 for him to take a Sharpie to. So I was like, I don't know. But I was like, I'll go. Well, I'll drive you.
Yes.
So we go. First of all, he didn't even sign any shoes. Apparently he pre and post signed them. Like, you don't even get them until Thursday.
No, they'll be done Thursday. I did buy a pair of shoes. And I like comfortable shoes, and I have some Louboutins, and they're beautiful.
Well, and that's why this event didn't make sense for us, because one, you hate his shoes. You do not like him, and you do not like his shoes. You hate the way that his shoes make you feel. Therefore, you kind of hate him a little bit.
Like after 40, you wear something that's comfortable and not something that's cute, right? Like if I go and buy shoes, they are going to be shoes that are cute but extremely comfortable. And I feel like his shoes are like beautiful, but not for my 43-year-old feet. They are so, But I did buy a pair. I don't have them yet for him to sign. I had to pre-buy them. So, but yeah, the event was like.
But they will be a closet ornament.
Yeah, they will. I mean, would you walk around with a pair of signed shoes?
No.
No, right? Because I'm sure he signs them on the bottom. So yeah, there will be.
Well, so I assumed that he'd be signing shoes and, just business mind. I'm like, well, great. This man's making $1,000 every 30 seconds. Nope. He did that beforehand. He came down about, I would say maybe halfway through the event, and people just mobbed him.
Not us.
Like, not us. We walked in about, what would you say, maybe 20 feet and stopped. And we held down our fort right there. And people could come to us, but we did not go to them.
We did not go to them. Yeah.
And then we left after about 45 minutes.
Yes. But it was. I would have left after 5 minutes. As soon as I walked down, I was like, "Oh God, this is my nightmare."
It was one of those things. Like, he's a celebrity in his own right, so it should have been more of a private event. But man, this brought out just the most special people in Dallas.
I mean, it was a lot. It was a lot. I just don't like being in really crowded spaces. But Trey went. They gave you French fries. He ate all the food.
Yep.
The crepes, the French fries.
I did appreciate the French food, although French fries are not French. So that was a little bit of a flop, but
it was.
Nothing else. We got some champagne and a French fry.
Yeah, and I have a pair of shoes that will be coming to me on Thursday, signed.
Yeah.
So exciting.
So weird. Actually, I went to the Christian Louboutin store the other day to buy Zach's wedding shoes, and they were saying that he's been in town all week, but they said that he hates Texas and he hates Vegas.
Why?
Probably because they're hot, I'm assuming. I don't know.
And he doesn't like being called.
He doesn't like being called Christian. His name is Christian.
Well, and that's another reason why I really did not want to meet him, because I know myself.
She'd be like, "Hey, Chris."
I would mess it up immediately.
Yeah, but he's a little old bald man.
Yeah, but he's cute. I mean, he's cute. His shoes are beautiful.
But he looked just as stressed as you did to be there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, because he comes in and everyone swarms you. There's not a lot of people that I could meet, maybe like Brad Pitt, Oprah Winfrey, like very few handfuls of people that I would actually like get in the swarm of the crowd to take a picture with. But I mean, I think he makes great shoes, but I just am not.
That wasn't the one.
Not going to do it.
Well, I don't think you even think he makes great shoes. I think
you
think he makes pretty shoes. Also, she wore Manolo Blahniks to a Christian Louboutin event, just to give you an idea of how diehard of a fan she is. Didn't even wear his shoes there. She was not feeling well, and I was like, "I put your Louboutins on." She was like, God. And I was like, okay, maybe not. You can wear something else, I guess.
Yes, but here's it. I was wearing long flare jeans. So I put my white Manolo Blahniks on. I was like, Trey, nobody's going to see that my bottoms aren't red.
She purposely wore pants long enough to where you could not see the sole of her shoe.
I'm sure he makes a pointy white heel.
Yep, and that's just what she led people to believe.
So he will never know.
Well, and we didn't even get close. We walked in 20 feet, literally 20 feet. Also, do you know he makes kids' shoes?
Yes, because they were there and they were so cute.
Okay, and listeners, just take a mental moment and guess how much a child's, what age would you say that was? Like one?
Like one.
Guess how much a child's Louboutin would be. You have 3 seconds.
$500.
$500 American dollars. That's insane because they'll fit the kid for what, all of 45 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you grow out constantly. Yes.
Gosh.
It's insane. Yeah.
Pass.
No, it was. But I did have a friend there last night who was at the end. I left and she was like looking at the kid Louboutin shoes. I'm like, yeah.
Was she?
Yes.
Not Daniela.
No, my other
okay.
friend. Yes, my other friend.
Yeah, well, that
Yeah.
friend would. That tracks.
Yeah, she was looking at them. I'm like, oh my gosh, that is insane.
Have you watched the documentary? I don't know what it's on. TMZ did it, and it's one of the few good things that TMZ has done lately. And it's called The Fifth Plane.
No.
Fascinating. So it's about what was supposed to be, or they're thinking was going to be the fifth plane in the 9/11 attack.
Uh-huh.
And they kind of go through, it's the pilot and the flight attendants going through just all this suspicious activity they had going on in first class. And so if you haven't watched it, I'll kind of give you a brief rundown. Basically, there were 4 guys that boarded, and the flight attendant immediately knew that they did not eat meat because they're Arabic. And so she was trying to get fruit plates. And they were like, no, we're not going to eat on this flight. Well, it was a flight from JFK to LAX. So it's a 6-hour flight. So they're like, no, we're going to get you fruit plates. And they were like, no, we just want to go. We just want to take off. And they're like,
What?
okay. And then one of the people was in a burqa.
Uh-huh.
And that is traditionally worn by a woman. But they were like, that's definitely a guy in that burqa. And so they're like, something's odd. And then there was a guy in business class that was wearing a T-shirt. And I guess it was like particularly cold that morning. And he was like sweating through his T-shirt. Like he was clearly very nervous.
Oh my gosh.
And then someone else asked if they could see the cockpit. And they were like, no, we're not doing cockpit tours at this time.
What?
And so there was all this suspicious stuff going on with them. And they were just being real weird. And the flight attendants notified the pilot. Well, as the pilot is taxiing on the runway to take off, they get notified that the first plane hit the building. And then as they're about to take off, they get news that the second plane hit.
And then they know
And so
that
they said,
there's
all right, turn around.
Yeah.
And so they did not take off. So the pilots immediately take their luggage and barricade their door. And as they're turning around to go back, they say, hey, these guys in first class are real mad that we're not taking off right now. And so the pilot they both stayed in the cockpit until crew came and got them after everyone was off. And they locked the plane, like did a full search, checked the lavatories, all that stuff, locked the plane. After the plane was locked, they saw 2 people roaming around the plane. And when they went to go unlock it, there is a hatch door in the floor over by the exit, which like down there is like where all the electrical stuff is.
Mm-hmm.
And it was open and you can get into the cabin of the plane or you can get out of the plane that way.
Oh my gosh. So they were in there?
So they think there were 2 people in the electrical compartment that probably somehow got a job at the airport and they were able to escape. But they were like, we think that was going to be the 5th plane. Oh, the other thing, whenever those guys were leaving, they said, did they get the White House? And
really?
the news of that had not broke yet.
So did those guys end up going to prison or did
No, they don't know who they are.
What?
It's also very fascinating how little information the airline took from you previously, like before 9/11 when you would fly.
Well, I mean, I remember, so now you fly, but I guess beforehand, like now whenever we fly, if the pilot goes to the bathroom, they have the drink cart.
Yes.
Like sideways so you can't get in that area. So,
Yeah.
I mean, smart. But beforehand, I feel like flying, like when they went to the bathroom,
It's
they
kinda
would
like
just walk
boarding a
out,
bus.
go. Yeah, it was not, you
But
didn't
also,
think
like,
twice.
there wasn't really security. You just kind of walked on, walked off, and you can go to the gates. Yeah. But it's very good. If you haven't watched it, it's like a 45-minute documentary.
Insane. That is
Highly
insane.
recommend it.
Okay, you know what I was thinking though whenever we were at the mall, because before I got involved with Third Love, I would have to go to the mall, find a bra, get somebody to fit. You know that there are people that actually fit you for bras, right? Like you
That
have
would stress me
to
out.
go in a dressing room with a stranger
Nope.
to pretty much like make sure that your chimichangas look good and the bra that you have. It's like my least favorite thing. It's so uncomfortable. But what I love about Third Love is that the bras that I get from them fit perfectly. And it's really cool because you go online, you take a quiz. And whenever I took my quiz, they actually asked you about other bras that you've worn and the sizing. And based on things that you've worn in the past, they can find the perfect size bra for you and make sure it fits perfectly every time. And their bras are, like I'm wearing one right now, their bras are incredible. Like this is a very thin material shirt, and you can't see my bra through it, which is not always the case.
Is that called a t-shirt bra?
It is.
You
listened. Yes, that is if you are on Third Love looking for a bra, that is the one that I will recommend for you. The 24/7 t-shirt bra is my absolute favorite. They make your girls look amazing. You can't see them through shirts. I think one of the worst things is having an ill-fitting bra where the bra's like poking out through your clothes, or when the straps are too tight to where you have like all these bulges just everywhere. It just makes any outfit look horrible.
Well, I am so happy for your chimichangas.
But a good bra is like a girl's best friend. It really will. It will take you far. Ditch your bad bras. Get better ones that make you feel and look great. Upgrade your bra today and get 20% off of your first order today at thirdlove.com/WDOBS. That's 20% off of your first order at thirdlove.com/WDOBS.
Your chimichangas will thank you.
So, I just got back from spring break in Montana, and while I was there, I was watching the Malaysia documentary. So, and in that, they were saying how everything is kind of like right where, you're right, where the exit is, where the bathroom is, right, and like at the top of first class, and that people can get in there, and that's where all the electrical boards are, and they were kind of talking about where they thought the plane was. It was very fascinating. I feel like you and I watch way too much TV, by the way.
But we're so informed.
We are very informed. But that's what they were saying. You can do so much damage in that area, and the pilots not even know until it's too late.
Oh, yeah.
Super fascinating.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of crazy people in the world. Speaking of crazy people in the world, I heard, did you see that Amanda Bynes is on a 5150 hold?
No, but...
Poor girl.
But I feel like she's had issues for a while.
I know. And I think it was to the day, like the 1 year anniversary of her conservatorship ending. She was under conservatorship for, I want to say 13 years, but it could be way less than that. Maybe that was Brittany. Maybe Amanda was like 7. But that was after her first episode. And remember, she was like on the streets of New York, like passing out Cartier and trying to get a flight to LA, and just kind of went nuts. And then her parents kind of reeled her in. And since then, she's been great. She's in like cosmetology school. Well, she was found roaming the streets of LA, butt naked.
What?
Early in the morning. And she flagged down a car and said that she was coming off a psychotic episode and called the ambulance herself from a stranger's phone. And so they're not putting her back on a conservatorship because her parents were saying, at least she had the wherewithal to say she needed help.
Yeah.
But there was a video I saw on TikTok of her on St. Patrick's Day walking through LA with no shoes on with some girl that's videoing her. And she's like, hey, me and Amanda are just going to get drinks. And the girl was like, I just found her walking the streets.
That is insane. That's
Isn't that
so
sad?
sad.
She was supposed to do an appearance. There's like a 90s like convention, like TV convention. And she was supposed to do an appearance with her former All That cast, but she canceled last minute because she was on a 5150 hold. But isn't that sad? I feel like she is so talented, and that girl just cannot catch a break lately.
No, but don't you think that's how it is with most child stars? Like I don't know what happens when you're a child star, but I feel like about 90% of child stars come out and have like major issues when they're an adult. And I don't know if it's something that happens behind the scenes that we're not aware of, or the fact that they're just probably taken advantage of by everybody, including their parents. I don't know if they give them drugs. I don't know what it is, but I feel like most people who hit fame at a very, very young age cannot deal with adulthood, and they have major, major issues.
Well, that guy, what's his name? He was who that book was about that the girl from iCarly wrote. I cannot think of her name. He was the one that did all that. Jeanette McCurdy.
Yeah.
And just all that sexual abuse stuff, I wonder if that somehow plays into, kind of where she's at now. Do you feel like your kids were impacted all by being on TV at an early age?
I have thought about that a lot, especially when they act out. I'm like, oh, it's all my fault. I put them on TV. However, I will give myself credit with one thing on that show is And I actually feel bad because I know this is not the same way for everybody. Does that make sense? Like I can look back on my time at Housewives and and I know I have a very different, probably blessed experience in that I don't feel like I had a lot of trauma leaving there.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people do. It's very difficult to put your life out there and to put your family's life out there. And I mean, were there moments that like hurt my feelings? Were there moments like, yes. But I don't feel like it affected my life to the point where I look back and I wish I wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
And I know not everybody's that way. But also with my kids, that's the only thing that I'm really, really proud about is that I feel like I really protected my kids when they were on that show. And you don't see my kids a lot on there because I gave them options. I gave them a choice. I paid them when they were on there.
And then they wanted to film.
Yeah. But then also when I felt like they weren't being protected,
Yeah.
I protected them. Like I remember season 2, it was either season 1 or season 2. We were in our house in Irving. And I remember them wanting to film, I think with my kids going to see Brandy's kids at the Four Seasons, right? And we were going in our golf cart and, which is fine. My kids were super excited, but my kids were also
How old were they?
They were
Cruz was,
probably,
like, 2?
I mean, Cruz was 2 or 3 and Chance was like 4 or 5. So they were so young. And I remember them having my kids like get all mic'd up, get in the golf cart. And instead of taking off, they kept having them go back in the house, walk out again, get in the golf cart until my kids started having a temper tantrum, right? Yeah. And then they had a meltdown all the way there. They were very unhappy. And what should have been like a really fun scene for them turned into be something that
they purposefully
I felt like was
irritated them.
Yeah, like I felt like they did that to get that reaction out of my children. So I remember afterwards I was pissed off, and I don't get mad at production a lot, but I did at that point because I was like, listen, I'm for sale, obviously. I mean, you're paying me. Travis is an adult, so whatever he does is on him. But like my kids, they're not for sale. Like this is me just giving you like the most important people in my life, and you have to honor that.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to have my kids go to school embarrassed or like have all these humiliating things out about them. Like if they have a meltdown on their own, that's one thing. But for you to put them in a position to where they're getting frustrated by driving around in circles or going in and out of the house when they want to see their friends, like that, I'm not okay with that. And after that, I really put my foot down and only had my kids film when they wanted to film.
I will tell you, at Cruz's wedding, if you do not play a clip of him throwing dog poop in the pool, I
100% will. 100%,
that's
yes.
some gold.
100% will.
It's crazy how little they were looking back at that.
I know. It's so crazy. But I get how for kids, it can be very, like if you are in that, especially I think as teenagers, and you are kind of pushed to be on TV, I get why people can be upset about it because it does take away your childhood a little bit. And I'm sure you get made fun of at school. Like my kids were young enough to where none of their friends really watched it. They weren't on it that much. But that's the one thing I walk away with and I'm actually like proud of myself with that show is that I do feel like I protected my kids in a really tough situation.
There was an interview that Jennifer Hudson did recently where she said that her kids thought she was like the least cool person on the entire earth until she got a talk show. And they started calling her Jennifer Hudson. But she was telling a story about how she went to some basketball game with her kids. She has 6 kids.
Oh my gosh.
That's a lot of kids.
Yeah.
And they saw LeBron James and they were like, Jennifer Hudson's over here. Until it got her attention. Or got his attention.
That's so
and then
cute.
they got to meet him.
Yeah.
One of those little perks.
My kids do like the perks, not not
They
necessarily
like the
filming.
TikTok fame.
But they like the TikToks. They like that I can help them get TikTok followers. They like that they like to go to certain events like Chance and I am invited at the end of the month. I don't know if it's at the end of the month or late this week. I don't know. I need to look. But we're invited to like a little special screening of like some like Nike, like how Nike was invented movie. And then Cruz was invited to like,
Is it like the U.S. Open or something?
He was invited to like this Emirates like tennis open or whatever they had in Dallas to be VIP. So they like that stuff. Like I'm able to really take them on some really neat experiences. that I would never be able to take them on if I wasn't on the show. So I'm so glad I did it. But they like that part. But they were never huge fans of filming. And the producers knew that. And at the end, I will say, I really appreciate Bravo and our producers because they really tried to make things fun for my kids because they knew they didn't like it. So whenever we did stuff, they tried to make it things that they thought they would enjoy, which was nice.
One of my favorite things you did, I think it was the last season, you were doing a bunch of like TikTok challenges during COVID and y'all put all those rubber bands around the milk jug.
Yes.
And it blew up in Cruz's face. That was comedy gold.
It was amazing, but it was like 105 degrees outside and we were sweating bullets. It was horrible.
You know what? Speaking of your kids, for some reason, I am in a group chat that I don't want to be in with your son and some of his friends, and they keep begging me to bring them lunch at school. And I'm like, I'm not bringing you lunch at school. And one of them today said, hey, Trey, did you know that you're my favorite out of all of Chance's mom's friends? Will you bring us Chick-fil-A? No. He asked me that yesterday, too. And he was like, do you know what we have to eat? They're trying to feed us tuna salad today. And I was like, I don't care. Good luck.
Oh, Trey, you should definitely go and bring them Chick-fil-A.
Totally. No. I was like, use your Uber Eats account.
Oh, no, Chance, I think he gets on his email. I hope nobody working at the school.
They do. They're emailing me from text me from their emails. And I'm like, do school stuff.
Yeah, I'm like, you are in class right now. Get to it.
They're busy looking up the menu.
Yes, but no, like food is a big deal. So no, they will message me and Chance will be like, Mom, can I order these Nike shoes? I'm like, let's talk about this in 3 hours when I pick you up from school.
Right?
Like, I do not need to email you back and forth. First of all, if your teachers find out, I'm in trouble as well. I already got in trouble with helping your brother bribe kids. I cannot be in trouble at both schools.
Oh, what an honor. I'm his favorite of all of your friends.
Well, that's because you will take them caution taping. You will take them,
Oh, yeah. Yesterday, they were like, you do not have to take us caution taping for the rest of the school year if you bring us lunch today. And I was like, oh, thank you.
What did they want yesterday? They wanted
Bubba's chicken.
Yes.
Yeah, they're on a chicken kick.
And then you were like, leave me alone, lose my number.
Yes. Really? I keep saying that. They don't do it. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp.
You know, I love BetterHelp. I think especially because I'm a mom of 2 boys. One of my boys is going through puberty, God bless. But we were talking earlier about Amanda Bynes and the fact that I had kids on TV. And you never really know what your kids are going through and the actions that you take when they're young, how they affect your kids in the long run. And it's interesting. I've done a lot of therapy myself. And one thing that I've learned through therapy is a lot of your trauma or a lot of your behaviors and patterns that you have later on in age are things that you learned at a very, very young age. So your adolescence, your childhood actually shapes the person that you are. And when you get older, even in relationships, you're trying to use those relationships to, heal wounds from the past. And I love BetterHelp because it's a way for you to really work on yourself. I love that they also take adolescents. So if you're somebody who has a child who needs to see a therapist, you can also have your child go, which I think is really important because a lot of times I think it's hard to ask for help and to admit that you need help. And sometimes for me, I just need somebody to talk to.
And not to toot your horn too much, but I give you full credit for me starting therapy because I feel like before I had this idea, maybe the stigma around therapy that it was, only when I'm in a troubled time. But I've realized that I am very much the kind of person that needs to talk something out. So having that sounding board to talk something out with is super helpful for me.
I completely agree. And the best thing about it is it's online. And I don't know where everyone else lives, but if you live in Texas, the traffic is so crazy. It took me an hour to get home from carpool yesterday. And I cannot stand having to leave my house to go to appointments. So I love that this is online. You can talk to your therapist through the comfort of your own home, carpool. And I also love that you can do video chat or just over the phone if you don't want to see anybody, which is normally me. And you can text your therapist throughout the month to check in, which I think is also such a cool thing.
Discover your potential with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/weeklydose today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/weeklydose. Okay, you told me that you listened to, what was it?
Nick Viall
Yes,
Files.
the Viall Files.
If you don't know what's going on, here's what's going on in Vanderpump Rules. I'm sure you do because I feel like it's all everybody's talking about. Even people that don't watch it are talking about it. But
Scandival
cheated on Ariana after like 7 years of dating with another girl on this show, Raquel, who's kind of like dated or made out with every single person on.
She's kind of the homewrecker this season.
She's kind of made out with everybody this season. So she finds out that her boyfriend has been having this like relationship.
But this happened like 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
So they picked up cameras and started filming again for the season that's airing now.
Yes, which never happens. Usually people find out after the cameras stop. Yeah. So that's why this is so interesting. Mm-hmm. Well, whenever this happens, so whenever you are with Bravo, like right now, on TikTok, I have people ask me all these questions about like behind the scenes stuff. So I do TikToks about them and they're like, are you going to get in trouble? I'm like, no, because first of all, I know what I can and can't share. Also, I'm under contract.
You are?
I'm not under contract.
Not under contract.
I'm not under contract. So no, I can share things that I probably would not share if I were still on the show.
Yeah.
Kind of the same thing with Kristen. She's like, listen, I'm not under contract, so I can share whatever. So,
just so people know, what is the period from like when your show ends to when you're actually out of contract?
I mean, I think whenever I signed, I want to say it was like a 6-year contract to where, and that's just
you signed that season 1.
Season 1, and that is just where you can't do any work with any other network but Bravo.
Okay.
So say that you're like a 1-season wonder.
Yeah.
You cannot just like hop from Bravo to like Hulu, or you have to kind of have their permission. So you can't. So it just kind of locks you in.
6 years, even if you're gone.
Yeah, I'm 90% sure it was like 6 years. It was a long time.
Oh, so your contract was up either way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, okay. But someone like,
and then you renegotiate every year your salary.
Mm-hmm.
Our show did not make it 6 years, so I don't know what would happen after that 6 years. But they're not paying me right now to be on the show, and I know, like, I can talk about like Jen Shaw, whatever they said she was getting paid, that's much more than a season 3 cast member without giving away how much a season 3 cast member makes.
Right.
Like, I kind of know the boundaries to have with the network.
So with that being said, is like Carrie Brittingham probably still in contract?
I don't know what she signed. I mean, I have no idea what she signed. I'm sure it would be probably pretty easy to get out of after a while. I just know that my thing was like, I swear it was like 6 years. It was a long time because Travis was like, wow, that's a long time. But so I listened to the Viall Files, which is a podcast, and Nick had Kristen on, and she kind of told everything that's happened that nobody's seen yet. So I guess one of the things she says is Raquel and Tom like have kissed on camera. So I'm thinking that they're going to keep this relationship going.
Well, and that was kind of in the mid-season trailer that they dropped last week.
Well,
you couldn't really tell who it was.
You couldn't see her face, so I didn't know who it was. But yeah, it could or could not be her. And then he also said whenever, I guess whenever Ariana and Scandival talked, he kind of gaslit her. And kind of blamed her, which I think is kind of the same thing he did with Kristen back in the day. What else did she say? She said that I guess there's a restraining order, so Raquel may not even be going to the reunion, which is also interesting.
Fresh update, Raquel has confirmed she is going to the reunion.
She should go to the reunion.
Because the whole thing was, and I figured Bravo would pull this, is the restraining order, it's not a restraining, it's a protective order.
Yeah.
Is only in place, like it's not like an ankle monitor. If she gets within 100 feet of her, it goes off and you're arrested.
Yeah.
Raquel has to call the police and file something for Sheena to go to jail. But also, Sheena's denying that she ever hit her. But, you know, if she did, she did. But on the most recent episode, or what's airing now, was not touched because of what then came out. So you need to go watch it because they kind of start diving into how Raquel has a pattern of doing this.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting.
It's super. Yeah, it's really, really interesting. I mean, the whole thing is the whole thing is just crazy. And then also, she did not think Raquel would be back next season. I don't know. She did not think she would come back. So I don't know. It's interesting. I would not either.
But
I would not. I mean, I would not either. If I had that many people that did not like me, I would not go on his show.
No, and let me tell you what. If their storyline next season is that they're now together, Tom and Rachel, I'm not interested. The show's done. Like, I don't care. I don't want to see it. But also, watching last week's episode, they're all a bunch of hypocrites. They have all done this to each other at one point or another.
Yeah.
Like, this is not new.
It's it's
It's
very,
just this
very
was the
interesting.
longest relationship that we have seen on the show that has been ruined by someone so intentionally. Apparently, also this was a long affair. This was like a 7-month thing.
That's insane. It's so crazy.
So
It's so crazy. But yes, so that's kind of what but I would highly recommend you guys listen to it. We are not getting paid to even talk about the bio files.
Nope.
But it was interesting. She was on, I'm trying to think if there's anything else she said. I mean,
Well,
they
she
talked
better
a lot.
get a contract next year.
Well, she doesn't want to come back.
Really?
She said that she has grown so much from when she was on
Dang
the
it.
show. I don't think her and Lisa Vanderpump get along either from what she's saying. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think they are very fond of each other, but she was like, I don't want to go back to something that was so toxic.
Yeah.
I don't want my relationship in there.
Stassi has said the same thing,
Yeah,
which
she
is
was-
like, dang it. But she's also said like she's a different person now. And I'm
Yeah.
like, no, I want, you can go get me a Pinot Grigio, Stassi, back on, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, that's kind of what Kristen said.
Unleash
She was
her.
like, I did a lot of therapy. I worked on myself. She was like, I was a train wreck back then. I did things that I wish I hadn't done. But that's what she was saying about Tom. She was like, I think that, him and Raquel need to work on themselves. She was like, but if you do it for the right reasons, she was like, if you do it to gain favor with the audience, then
Right.
that is very different than like working on yourself just to be a better human.
Yeah. Also, they're getting older.
Yes. I
Like-
mean, I didn't realize he was like 40.
Yeah. I mean, they kind of all are.
Yeah, that is insane to me.
They've been on TV a long time.
Yes.
I think they've been on almost as long as a lot of Housewives franchises.
Yeah, I mean, that's, yeah.
Because they
close.
came on, what was it, season 2 or 3 of Beverly Hills?
Uh-huh.
It was really early on.
Yeah, it's crazy, but it was interesting, the whole thing. But yes, I do feel bad for Ariana. And she also said that Ariana and Raquel have not seen or talked to each other while filming. Like, they're not putting them together. They're only going to see each other for the first time at the reunion.
Did you see the midseason trailer?
Yes, I did. It looked really interesting. It looked
ends
good.
with Tom having his conversation with Ariana. He's in the kitchen and he's like, can I get you, or is there anything I can do for you? And she's like, you can go die. And I feel like she felt it. She really meant that.
I mean, I will say, okay, I've been married for 15 years, and if this happened to me,
Mm-hmm.
it would it would like destroy me. I mean, I
Oh,
know how I am,
absolutely.
right? Like if it's somebody who you feel like you're going to marry, like 7 years is a long time.
Yeah.
You're at an age where that person should want to commit.
Mm-hmm.
To have that, and even especially if they double down on this girl and they're like now still with her, kissing her, making out with her, like I would be.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. BetterHelp's 2026 State of Stigma report surveyed 2,000 Americans and revealed that 85% of Americans believe that getting support is wise, yet 74% say that society discourages people from doing so. And I find that very interesting because I feel like for so long, the stigma around therapy has often been that it's so expensive, but that is really where BetterHelp comes into play. BetterHelp has over 30,000 therapists worldwide with the largest online therapy platform and have served over 6 million people globally. And it works with an average rating of 4.9 out of 5 stars for a live session based on over 1.7 million client reviews. BetterHelp's therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully licensed in the US. BetterHelp does the initial matchmaking work for you so you can focus on your therapy goals. All you do is fill out a short questionnaire to help identify your needs and preferences, and their over 12 plus years of experience and industry-leading match fulfillment rate mean that they typically get it right the first time. But if you aren't happy with your match, you can switch to different therapists at any time from their tailored recommendations. Don't let stigma stand in the way of support. Start therapy with BetterHelp. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/weeklydose. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/weeklydose. Some of the best summer pieces are the ones you end up wearing on repeat. They're comfortable, versatile, and somehow right for every occasion. That is why I love Quince. They make elevated essentials with premium materials like European linens, organic cottons, and washable silks without the traditional retail markup. We have been very loud and proud about how much we love Quince on this show. I'm actually wearing their jeans right now. I love their t-shirts, but when I tell you their underwear is so silky soft, you have to try it to fully understand what I'm talking about. Every single thing I have ordered from Quince, I had absolutely loved. And they're expanding into other verticals now too. They have caviar, they have couches. They have, you name it. They've got their bedding. I've heard is incredible. I haven't ordered it, but I have heard their bedding is incredible. And I can testify everything I have bought from Quince, I've absolutely loved. Ooh, including their denim. Quince also has beautiful 14-karat gold jewelry that adds subtle finishing touches. Simple hoops and dedicated chains make the most effortless outfits feel very intentional. Everything at Quince is priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. And fun fact, if you scroll on a product to the lower half of their website, they'll show you who makes a similar product and what they're charging to really reinstate the fact that you're getting a great deal at Quince. Make your summer wardrobe feel easier. Go to quince.com/weeklydose for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/weeklydose for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/weeklydose.
And I would just probably be somewhere trying to make it at the moment. It would just, it would be so hurtful.
Zach does not keep up with Bravo stuff, but I told him when all this broke, I was like, if you cheat on me, I will ruin your life and kill you. And he was like, what? What did I do? And I was like, nothing. I'm just telling you. And he needed no context. He was like, okay.
He's like, noted.
Got it.
But it would be so hard. I feel so bad for her, and especially if you're having to film with this person. And they still live together. Like Ariana and Tom, they have a house together.
Oh, but there's no way he's lived in that house.
He's coming and going as he pleases.
Absolutely not.
Yes. So that's also what she said in this interview, is that Tom is still like coming in and out of the house.
Taunting her?
Oh, yeah. And I guess, well, I don't know if he's taunting her, but he's still coming in and out because he owns the house with her. And I guess Kristen said that she messaged him and she was like, hey, I know that you want to do what's right for her and she needs time to heal. And pretty much she was like, listen, this is my house too. Yes. So crazy. So crazy.
Well, I'm sure this will all work out really well for him in the end.
Oh my gosh. Well, I do not. Also she said that he is paying, he's in that band.
Yeah.
And I guess, like, this is all just gossip from this thing, but she said that with that cover band that he's doing, like, he is paying them to perform with him. And he's even having to pay them to practice. Like, whenever they do rehearsals, like, he's having to pay everybody to do it. It was very interesting. I mean, she, like, literally spilled the beans on everything
he wants to own
with
the
this
band.
man. Yes, it's just nuts.
Prolon is this revolutionary plant-based nutrition program that nourishes your body while making your cells believe that you're fasting. Prolon isn't a diet, it's a science, and it's science based on Nobel Prize-winning discoveries in medicine. So all of this starts with the Prolon 5-day program. You have snacks, soups, beverages, all designed to keep your body in a fasting state. So it's really unlike anything else.
My favorite thing, and just for people who are going to do it, you get this, like, it's small, but you get this like chocolate bar. It's like a chocolate, like, crispy treat a few days. I lived for that. But I like a lot of the stuff. Like, I like the kale crackers. I enjoy those.
I was surprised at how flavorful everything was.
Yes. And the soups, I love the soups.
Right now, Prolon is offering Weekly Dose of BS listeners 15% off their 5-day nutrition program. Go to prolonlife.com/weeklydose. That's PROLON life.com/weeklydose for the special offer. That's prolonlife.com/weeklydose.
So, as I've told you, my car was stolen. Oh, gosh. Oh, I think it's my 1-month anniversary, actually.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. So because I know I'm getting my insurance payout this week, I will share the full story with you. So if you aren't aware, I rented the car on Turo, and this girl, who I lovingly refer to as Idiot, rented the car and lost the car. So now I can give you all of the other little details that led me to believe that she was somehow involved in this from the get-go. Okay, so here's what happened. So a few days prior to me accepting this rental, I got like 2 or 3 other rentals from young girls in Houston, which was kind of weird. Like, and I would get one and then it would cancel like 45 minutes later. Then I would get one and it would cancel. And it was like, okay, it's just kind of odd. And so this one I got, and I looked at her reviews, and she had 1-star review. And I was like, ooh, no. So I declined it. And she messaged me and said, hey, please accept my rental. Like, this guy I rented from was absolutely terrible and lied and said I left the car a mess and all this stuff, and it's not true. And you can go look at his other, rental history, and it'll show you that he has a bunch of 1-star reviews as well, and I was not the problem. And I was like, okay, I appreciate you reaching out to me to clarify that. I will accept your rental. Now, it was not a cheap rental. It was like $400 a day. So typically you're renting out to like lawyers or people that are like buying the car but can't drive it before they buy it, or someone like her. She was an event planner, and so I'm assuming she's charging it back to her client.
Uh-huh.
So I accept her rental. I go meet her at the airport because she requested like an airport pickup. And I meet her. I assumed there was someone else with her. Because it was a big Escalade. Nope, she gets in the car, no luggage. I thought maybe someone behind her had the luggage. Nothing, takes off.
Okay.
And I was like,
that's another red flag.
That's weird.
Okay.
But I was like, maybe, someone sent the luggage ahead of time. Who knows? So 2 days passed by. She messaged me Saturday night and says, hey, can I extend the rental to Tuesday? And I said, no. I said, I have other commitments with the car on Monday, so I am going to need it back Sunday at 10 a.m., which is your original drop-off time. So Sunday morning at 6:37 a.m., I'll never forget that time. The time I was violated. I get a notification that the car alarm is going off. So I message the girl. I say, hey, the alarm's going off. Is everything okay? And she responds and said, yeah, sorry, it was an accident. So then I'm like, well, where is she? So I look at the car's location, and I had an AirTag in the back passenger pocket because I knew that an Escalade was one of the most stolen. Actually, it is the most stolen car in Texas because my insurance reflected that. And
that's so ridiculous.
And so I also checked the actual car's GPS, and it tells me the car's in Houston. I was like, well, that's weird because that girl's from Houston. Like you take a picture of their ID whenever they pick up the car. And I was like, yeah, that girl's from Houston. So I was like, that's strange that she would fly here just to drive home, just to come back here to fly home. Odd. So maybe an hour and a half later, I get an email from Cadillac saying that I need to take the car in for service. And it was asking me to schedule a service appointment. And I was like, for what? And it said that the airbags were not responding to the car. And so I messaged her. I said, hey, is everything okay? Like, have the airbags gone off? But like the tire pressure was fine. Everything else was good. So I was like, maybe it's just a weird malfunction. But I was also like, be careful because apparently the airbags aren't working. And then she messages me maybe an hour later and is like very nonchalant. Actually, I'm going to read it to you because like I want you to know how dumb idiot is. She was just so casual. She says, good morning, Trey. The car has been stolen. I'm currently waiting for the police in Houston. I was sleeping after a long weekend of events and the car was gone. When you text me, I was hungover in bed. I will have the police contact you and I am contacting Turo now. I will update you once they arrive. Please contact Turo ASAP and insurance for any more assistance. I said,
what?
Excuse me? What? So I said, so I called her. On the Turo app, there is a phone number that she has to list for herself. I call her. You know what it is? It's a Google Voice number. I said, absolutely not.
No.
So I messaged her. I said, what's your phone number? She sends me another phone number. I call it. It's a Google Voice number. I said, no. I want the number that AT&T gave you when they gave you your phone. And so she finally sends me that number.
Oh, my
gosh. And I was
gosh.
like, I wasn't convinced it was her number because I was like, that took you too long. Like she was typing for too long. I could like see that. So finally I get a hold of her and she's like, yeah, the car's gone. I don't know what to do. I called the police. They'll be here shortly. And I was like, so what was happening whenever I told you that the car was the alarm was going off? Did you not hear that? And she was like, no, I didn't hear it. And eventually it just stopped, I think. And I'm like, it's a pretty loud alarm, a pretty big car. If that car was outside of your window, you would have known and you would have been like, what's going on? So come to find out, she tells the police that she, because they're asking her, when was the last time you saw the car? And she's like, honestly, I drove it home like blackout at 4 a.m. And they put that in the report. And so she was like, I saw it when I was at the strip club that night and and they're like, did you have the keys? And she said, well, the keys were in my jacket and I left my jacket in the car. So I think the keys were probably in the car. And I was like, well, the alarm went off on the car. So that's not
locked,
the
right?
case.
Yeah.
The car was locked, but Turo went and investigated and found that you can lock the keys in the car if you have the windows down. So she had the
Oh.
keys in the car and the windows down in the middle of South Houston. So then I said, send me a picture of where the car was. So she kept giving me different addresses, and I needed that for the police report. At first she said she was in an Airbnb, and I said, what's the Airbnb address? She gave it to me. Zach immediately is like looking it up, and he's like, that's not a real address. And I was like, that's not the real address. Where were you staying? She's like, well, it's not like a real Airbnb. It's like a friend's house. And I was like, so then you were staying at a friend's house?
Yes.
So I type in that address, not a real address, but it's a real street. Well, all 3 of those streets are within about 3 blocks of the address that I looked up on her license.
Oh my gosh, she was at her house.
She was at her house. So then eventually we're able to get out of her that she parked the car in a park.
Oh
She
my
parked
gosh.
it in a dark park overnight with the keys in it and the windows down.
Yes, she was a part of it.
So my theory is, and this is also some of the investigators I talked to, their theory is that there's a lot of like luxury car theft. Actually, someone reached out to me last week that has their Rolls-Royce Dawn, which is like a Rolls-Royce convertible, $500,000 car on the Turo app. They rent it out for like $1,100 a day, had it stolen. So there's this huge like luxury car theft going on, but especially with GM SUVs, which are really easy to steal. If you want one, you can go grab one because apparently anyone can do that. I don't know how to do that because I sometimes put the wrong gas in my car, but those of you that know how to do it, you are so skilled and God bless you. And you can just apparently have whatever you want. So come to find out, the girl, the investigators think she's lying. She's not telling the full truth. What the investigators think is that someone went to her and said, hey, go rent this car. It's going to cost you X amount of dollars. We will give you, $5,000, $10,000 for you to rent this car. There's no real victim here. Insurance will pay this guy out, and he's just never going to get the car back. You take your money. We'll go our separate ways. You're totally good. Well, that's not going to be the case because Turo's insurance is not covering her claim.
Oh my.
And I'm over here like wanting so badly to be like on the team, I want to investigate. Let's go find her. Let's go put her in jail. I don't know. I want to go find the car. Like, I don't want it back. I just want to go find it at this point. I just want to know what happens. I don't want it. I need some closure. And they're like, please stop bugging us, sir. The case is closed. So they've denied her insurance claim. So Turo has been wonderful through all this, by the way. Like, they paid my car payment and my insurance for a whole month. And I actually went and looked back, like, how did they do that? Because it like went through my Turo earnings. They went and just billed the girl's credit card for my car payment. I was like, thank you so much. So
that's so
idiot,
smart.
if you're out there, I really appreciated that. And so I'm talking now to the claims team and they're working on paying me out and all that stuff. And I was like, so how does this work? Like, for her. And they're like, well, we denied her claim. And then we sent, because we think this is gross negligence and this was intentional, we sent that all to her insurance, which she submitted to us. So they will deny her claim.
What was her claim? Like, was she going to get money or like,
no,
because it wasn't
just
like they
hoping
stole
that-
her car.
No, but she has insurance through Turo. There's something happens to it.
Oh, okay.
She has a policy with them. So they said, we're denying her claim because there's clear gross negligence here. And they sent it to her insurance to make sure that her insurance does not pay that as well. So I said, so now what do you do? And they're like, well, we're going to pay you. And then we're going to mail her a bill for whatever we pay you.
Oh,
And when she does not
love
pay
it.
that, then they will sue her. And then I think they're hoping to like pursue criminal charges.
Yeah. Because
you can't just like not pay a bill.
Well,
But I'm also like, don't just leave me here, you guys. Like, after you pay me, I kind of want to like, let's just keep in contact.
you're never finding that car.
I do have the girls. I don't want the car. I just want to know, like, does she go to jail? Does she not? Is she free? What happens? Like, who's going to pay the bill? I want to know more,
Okay, well, you know where she lives. You have her driver's
I
license.
do know all that, and I know her Instagram, so I check on her every now and then.
I
just
need
to
that
like
Instagram information.
see what's on her story. Sometimes she's like, talking about like how blessed she is. One day, the other day, she's like, the Lord is trying me today. And I was like, well, you just wait till you get my bill. I did contact a lawyer and I was like, are they doing everything right here? Like, am I getting screwed over in any way? And they're like, no, they're really not. So Turo has been absolutely wonderful through the whole like theft process. I will say I probably will make it out ahead a little bit just because my car's worth more than I paid for it just with the car market.
Oh, that's nice.
So, the Lord is looking down on me. And
Well, hopefully Turo will not let her rent anymore.
oh, no, I don't think that will ever happen again. But there is just, and they do a really good job of vetting people and all this stuff, but the car theft right now is absurd. And if I knew how to steal a car, I could have a bigger business, but I don't.
No, we are not going to.
And we're
do
not
that.
thieves.
No.
We are people of the Lord, so we don't do that.
But if you do want to go on a trip to Houston just to drive by her house and see what's going.
Yeah.
I will do that with you.
I don't really like Houston as is. Last time we were in Houston, we almost got arrested.
Oh, whenever we went and looked at Joel Osteen's house.
Yeah, his security pounced on us.
Oh yeah, they chased us. We just took a picture by the trash can and
they did not.
They did not like it. No,
blurry.
They did not like it.
Yeah.
Oh, Trey, I'm so happy for you.
Oh,
well, at least you got
so
okay.
much.
Well, at least you got money. It could be a lot worse.
Oh, absolutely. If I was getting less than what I felt like the car was worth, me and idiot would be seeing a lot of each other because I would then go sue her personally.
Oh my gosh. But I'm glad that, you're getting a new car out of the deal. You have money.
Absolutely.
You have a great story, which is amazing.
And what's so terrible is when all this was happening, I was like talking to the police and I was talking to the girl and talking to an investigator, like all within the same few hours. Zach was like stressed and I was like, I kind of pulled the phone to the side. I was like, this is a great podcast story.
It really is.
And he was like, something's wrong with you. And I was like, no, but this is really good content. Trust me.
It is.
Like, I'll think this is funny a month from now.
Yes.
And I do.
It's so good. Yes. I appreciate it.
Thank
appreciate it. Oh my gosh. Well, congratulations. I love you. Thank you for going to that event with me also. You're such a good friend.
It was a pleasure.
You're such a good friend. Thank you guys so much for listening and supporting. You can follow me on Steph Holman at Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
You can follow me on Instagram at Trey_Stewart. And you can watch us on YouTube if you want to see our beautiful faces. You can find us on YouTube at BS the Podcast.
No, that is not true.
Just kidding. It's called Weekly Dose of BS.
Yes. And our Instagram is BS the Podcast.
That's the one.
Yes. Bye. Guys.